Unleash the fury! Crush them all! For honor and glory!
Shalom, 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 Israel. First off, giving all honor and praises to the Most High and to his son, Yahushua. We're the battle axes of the Most High, coming to you with another Sabbath class to build brothers and sisters up in the spirit. Shabbat shalom to brothers and sisters in class. Shabbat shalom to brothers and sisters online. The name of today's class is Light Affliction with Trials and Tribulations Q&A. Light Afflictions, Trials and Tribulations Q&A. Because we want to go over particular scriptures to help exhort brothers and sisters in the affliction that we're going through, in the trials and tribulations that we're going through in these last days. Remember, the Most High God is using this as a way to do it, to prove us and to strengthen us in these last days. So when brothers and sisters are out here catching hell, that's why it tells us that we get comfort of the scriptures. A lot of times brothers and sisters are not knowing how to overcome those things because they are what? Not going to the scriptures. It's a fundamental aspect of the Bible. You must read the scriptures and most importantly do what? Apply them to your everyday life. Let's get this first precept. Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 5 and verse number 1. Favorite precept, because it's showing you the pattern in which you should take. We'll start at verse 1. Romans chapter 5 and verse number 1. When you get there, read this out.
This is the book of Romans chapter 5 and verse 1.
Break it out.
Therefore, being justified by faith.
So we're justified by faith. How? Through the blood of Christ. That doesn't mean that it's only just faith, because faith without what? Is dead. You have to have them both. That's how the Spirit guides us in understanding. Because we know as Israelites, when we see faith, we automatically know that what? Works is right behind it, even though we don't see it in the scriptures. We know it's there through the Spirit. Because we know that you have to put in work to show your faith. That's plain. Read it again.
Verse 1 from the top. Therefore, being justified by faith.
Read on.
We have peace with God through our Lord Yahushua.
We have peace through the Most High by Yahushua, Hamashiach Yahushua. Read on.
By whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand.
That's a heavy point. Read verse 2 again.
Verse 2 from the top. By whom also we have access by faith into this grace within.
It says, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace. We have faith and we also have access to grace. But just like Paul said, just because we have grace don't mean that we sin. Just because we have faith don't mean that we still don't keep the law. Matter of fact, let's get that. Jump over a verse, a chapter. Read Romans 6 and 1. All praises out.
This is the book of Romans chapter 6 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin?
That what?
That grace may abound? God forbid.
So he's telling us just because we have grace now doesn't mean that we have the right to sin. We can read that till we blue in the face that Christians still don't understand that. What is the precept for faith? Jump over to Romans 3 and 31. Need bruised to be on point. Romans 3 and 31. Read this out.
This is the book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 31.
Bring it out.
Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law.
Paul is covering all matters because he knowing in the past how these Christians will be. So he covered all bases. Just because we have faith don't mean that we break the law. Just because we have grace don't mean that we break the law. Go back to Romans chapter 5 and verse 2 again.
This is the book of Romans chapter 5 and verse 2. By whom also we have access by faith into this grace.
Read on.
Wherein we stand.
Wherein we stand. We are standing in grace and in faith in these last days. Read on.
And rejoice in hope of the glory of God.
This is the point. Read on.
And not only so,
Read on.
but we glory in tribulations.
Hold up. It says not only so, meaning not only do we have grace and faith, but we also got to have what? Tribulations in these last days. A lot of times if brothers and sisters not catching some form of hell, you have to check your spirit. You have to check your spirit to a degree. If brothers and sisters have ears to hear. Read on.
And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also.
Read on.
Knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
So the tribulation that we go through, it works patience in brothers and sisters. Read on.
And patience, experience.
Then that takes you to what? Experience. And we all need experience when we come to this truth. Why? Because the Most High God is going to always do what? Add new brothers and sisters to this truth. So you can give them an example on the experiences that you went through. And how you shook slothfulness, how you shook smoking cigarettes, on how you shook being whored out and being a whoremonger. Read on.
And experience hope.
And experience hope. So it's showing us the trickle down. You have tribulation, which worketh patience, patience worketh experience, and experience worketh hope. Read on.
And hope make it not ashamed.
And hope makes you to be not ashamed. Read on.
Because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us.
What's the love of God according to the scriptures, Brother Daoud? John 15:15. 14:15, what you say? 14 and 15, which is what? The keeping of the commandments. This is what this is all about, brothers and sisters, man. And a lot of times we have to constantly go over these things and know that, guess what? We're going to catch some trials and tribulations when it comes to this truth. But it's not for our destruction. It's for our what? For our strengthening of our spirit. You got some up?
Yeah, real quick, because it says that we have access to this faith by grace. Like Ox said, we got to really understand and home in to the point that faith is a action, right? Like Ox said, when you see faith, you'll see works right behind it. Let's go to Galatians real quick. I want to give y'all two quick precepts to show you that these things line up hand in hand. Let's go to Galatians real quick. We'll come back. Go to Galatians chapter 3 and read verse 6 and 7. Faith is and works are right around the corner from me. They're not around the corner. They right behind each other. They go hand in hand, man. We have access by this faith. That's the access that we're putting in the law, the works of the law, man, right? That's the access that we have, right? You know, access is able for you to what? Enter into something, right? We enter into this covenant by the Most High God by keeping His law, statutes, and commandments. That's the only way we all have access. Read this, Galatians 3 and 6.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 3 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
Even as Abraham believed God, and it was accounted to him for righteousness.
Believing is an adverb, right? Believing is something that you do, right? He believed God. It was counted for righteousness. Read.
Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham.
So it says that Abraham believed God, and that was counted for his righteousness, right? Faith, right? They want to talk about faith. That's all they want to talk about. But let's go to James real quick and show you that it ain't just faith, right? Yes, sir. James chapter 2, and we'll see exactly what that belief was from Abraham real quick, and we'll get back. James 2 and start at 21.
This is the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 21.
Bring it out.
Was not Abraham our father justified by works?
By what?
By works.
Now we talked about justifying by faith and by and by grace earlier, but now it's saying that he was justified by what? Works. Faith and works go hand in hand. The Apostle James and the Apostle Paul were not against each other. The scriptures are congruent together. They're telling you that faith and works go hand in hand. It says, was not our brother Abraham justified by what?
By
works. When what?
When he had offered
when
Isaac.
He offered Isaac. That is doing, right? We have to do the work, brothers and sisters, right? We can't keep playing the games. We can't let Christians try to wiggle out of this. So when you see faith, you see works. That access that we have in Romans chapter 5 is the access of keeping the law, right? That's how we get in. That's how we get access into the gates. Go ahead.
But that's a great point that Captain Yara is bringing out. That's how we get access. And Brews have to remember these particular type of precepts, because even like Ak is bringing out, they only want to just use faith without the works.
That's right.
That's their sole purpose. Like, guess what? We're going to be judged by our works, whether they like it or not. Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. Now, we were reading this in Camp 101. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. Because I know a lot of times we may think that we're catching a lot of hell. But let's see what the Bible describes this as.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, and verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment.
It says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment. Why does it say for but for a moment? Because the Most High God doesn't see time as we see time. Even like with us being in captivity for hundreds of years. To the Most High, that's like a what? A few hours or a few drops in the bucket. Read it again.
Verse 17 from the top. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment.
The affliction that we're going through may seem long, but the Bible is reassuring us that it's what? For a moment. That's why he's constantly telling us to what? To endure. To guess what? To be content. Stay disciplined. Stay circumspect. Read on.
Work it for us a far more exceeding an eternal weight of glory.
It says this moment working for us a far more exceeding an eternal weight of glory. Meaning the hell that we catching now is not going to be compared to the paradise that we'll have in the kingdom. To the freedom that we'll have in the kingdom. This is what this is talking about. And this is why brothers and sisters have to constantly read over these things to give them comfort in society. Meaning the minor bickerings that we have amongst each other is nothing compared to what's going to be said for us in the kingdom. The hell that we catch from the other nations can't be compared to the kingdom. Read on up.
While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen.
Because a lot of times we have to be in the spirit to look for the things that are not seen. Meaning what? We cannot see the kingdom right now, but we know that it's coming. Why? Because we have witnesses and we have what? Precept upon precept, and we have the understanding of the Bible at our fingertips to assure us of these things. Read on.
For the things which are seen are temporal.
Are what?
Are temporal.
Are but for a moment. Read on.
But the things which are not seen are eternal.
The things that we cannot see, which is the kingdom, that's eternal. And that's the things that we should be fighting a good fight for. That's why we're doing what? Wearing our fringes. That's why we're not eating pork. That's why we're what? Gathering together on the Sabbath day. That's why we're trying to keep the tabernacles. This is why we're doing these things, because we understand of the far exceeding reward of the glory of the kingdom. Right. We understand these things. And Christians, they don't, just straight up and down. Because they are always trying to justify themselves by not doing what the Most High God said, and what his son said is what? Keeping the commandments. Give me the John, I'm going to say, give me John chapter 16, verse 33. You got something? Go ahead.
Hey, real quick, let's go to 2 Maccabees. I'm real quick. I'm trying to be real quick today, getting back to Ak, man. Real quick. That's going to be my word today. Real quick.
Ak, you know this is what they call me at work.
Real quick. Quick.
You know,
you killed my brother quick. Oh, I'm going to get you quick.
I'll be opening up in the morning. I tell them, real quick. Issachar be hell, man. A lot of times the brothers in the spirit, because that's how we work around. Issachar, Venezuelans, Simeon, Dominican. Bruh, if you in the spirit, you can see that how them your brothers, man.
You ain't lying.
If you are in the spirit, you can see that, man. I just be laughing a lot all the time, man, because they be funny as hell out there.
They do, and when they break, they break. So they ain't trying to hear nothing.
Boy, I have to get back to work, man.
Come on, break. No minds. Let's go to 2 Maccabees chapter 7. What brother know what's going on in 2 Maccabees chapter 7? Yeah, I should know this. 2 Maccabees chapter 7. What's going on? That's right. The 7 sons, the Lord killing, the heathen killing off the 7 sons for not eating pork, right?
And if y'all don't know, what should brothers be doing as a title? Write it down, bro. Write that thing down.
It says for a light affliction and working for a moment. We know that each one of these brothers were tormented right to their death, and their mother watched. But they had great words to show, great words of wisdom, of faith to let them know that the same thing like 2 Corinthians 4:17 said, is temporal. This only for a moment. We ain't gonna get to it. We just get one precept. Let's go to 17. Or read 16 and 17.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men.
See, and that's the thing about it. Esau is running this world right now. You got the power right now. Cool, right? Yeah, we understand. You can go cut my lights off. You can go snatch my water off right quick. Even if I pay my bill, you can bring up a new something and say, yeah, you owe now $1,000. You got the power to do that, right? Read.
Thou art corruptible.
Thou art what?
Thou art corruptible.
Read on.
Thou doest what thou wilt.
They do what they will, man. Come on, man. That's why they took this out, man. Esau and his company and his minions, companions, they do what they want to do, man. Against us, man. See how they try to do us at the building, man, right? They do what they want to do. Read.
Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of God.
But he said, hold on, no. You got it right now, right? But think not that our nation is forsaken of God. Don't think that we ain't got a God that's going to repay and revisit every single one of you heathen for what y'all did to my brothers, man. Don't think that, though. You got it right now. You got it, man. Right? You got it. You got it right now. You run the world. Read on.
But abide a while.
But just a while. Just wait. That's what he's telling them. But just wait a little bit, right? Just wait a little bit. Read.
And behold his great power.
And you're going to soon behold the great power of the Most High God. Read.
How he will torment thee and thy seed.
How he will what? Put a recompense on your head, man, right? This is only temporal, right? This is what the same thing that Paul's letter in 17 is saying. It's only for a moment, right? It's temporal. We have to understand that when we do go through our light afflictions, that it's only temporal, and it's not to what beat us up. It's to strengthen us, man. Don't think the Father ain't watching, man. We know the Lord waits until what? To reach unto heaven. Thank you, brother Fred. All praise. Way to finish it out for me, brother. Thank you. Go ahead, Hawk. So make sure y'all put that there. Put that precept. Maccabees chapter 7, man. That shows you our great a great way for us going into this temporal world affliction. Yeah. That. Go ahead, out.
Man, read verse 14. No, this thing is heavy. Every once in a while, brothers and sisters should read this, especially even more in these last days, because this very well could be any one of us. Because we know that they are going to torment and torture some of us and kill some of us for this truth. Read this out.
Verse 14. So when he was ready to die,
who? The fourth son. Read on.
He said thus, it is good, being put to death by men.
By who?
By men.
Read on,
to look for hope from God, to be raised up again by him.
What?
Again by him.
Read on.
As for thee.
As for thee. Read on.
Thou shalt have no resurrection to life.
As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection of life. It is good being put to death by men, knowing that the Most High God is going to do what? Raise us up again. This is saying the same thing as what? Let me see what brother is thinking in the spirit. What you got, Brother Bala? Which say what? The dead, the dead in Christ shall rise first.
Right.
Something wrong with
These brothers here, man. This brother,
Something wrong with you, bro.
get a brother 1.5 clap, man.
Something wrong with you, bro.
But yes, that is the point. Because the thing is, the dead in Christ, meaning if you die keeping these commandments, that almost assures you to do what? Getting the kingdom.
Right.
This is why the Bible gives us comfort when we are in those times. Lord's will. And like we say, brothers and sisters may have to go through that. Like we say, hey, we can't feel no type of way if the Most High God gives some good, and then guess what? We receive evil of the Most High. Hey, all praise to the Most High on whichever way it falls. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Let's go to the book of John, chapter 16 and verse number 33. Then we'll start. Brothers and sisters, got any questions? Y'all can start raising y'all hands.
Yeah.
Say it again. Yeah, chat too. Yeah, put it in there.
You let the chat know they put.
Get that John chapter 16, verse 33. We'll just be covering a multitude of topics while we'll wait. Read this out.
This is the book of John, chapter 16, verse 33.
Uh-huh.
These things I have spoken unto you,
Read on out.
that in me ye might have peace.
That in me ye might have peace, going into Hamashiach Yahushua, Jesus the Christ. Read on.
In the world ye shall have tribulation.
Read that again.
In the world ye shall have tribulation.
In the world, we will have tribulations, financial situations, medical, health, family situations. You have a multitude of tribulations that is going to be brought upon the children of Israel. So when these things are brought upon us, brothers and sisters shouldn't feel no type of way. That shouldn't make you want to stop coming to class. That shouldn't make you want to stop wearing your fringes, not trying to discipline your spirit. That should make you want to do what? Strengthen yourself even more, meaning buckle down even more. Prepare yourself even more. Why? Because we were warned of these things. It ain't like it's a pop quiz of the scriptures. It's not a pop quiz. The Most High God is telling us these things before they even happen. Meaning we what? We have an advantage. That's literally how we do have an advantage over all the nations, because we understand the scriptures of the Most High.
That's right.
Read it again from the top.
This is the book of John, chapter 16, verse 33.
Bring it out.
These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation.
In the world ye shall have tribulation. Read on out.
But be of good cheer.
But be of good cheer. Read on out.
I have overcome the world.
Man, this thing is heavy. Each time you read the scriptures over and over, I'm gonna see what brothers in the spirit. Whereas what really is Christ, or even a sister. I'm gonna test sisters' wisdom. What is Christ quoting? Read that last part.
But be of good cheer.
It says, I'm gonna read it. In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. Any sister or any brother can think of what precept goes with that. Remember, I'm asking precepts that brothers and sisters should know. When I'm asking questions, these are precepts that brothers and sisters should know. Watch when I read it. Oh, what you got, twin? Any sisters over there scared. What you got, sis? Go ahead. You all right?
Can I take a scripture? 'Cause I don't know.
Yeah. What you got, Nehemiah?
I'm trying to find it, but it's in the they went to the temple, they got beat,
No, not that one. Remember, it's something that Christ is quoting. He's saying, in tribulation, be of good cheer. Meaning, when you catching all hell, take it what? Oh, who said it? Who said, oh? Say, I told him to give the little hints. Nah, give me Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. You just start lining up. Pen. I already knew brothers and sisters knew it. Brothers. That's what that spirit. That shows brothers and sisters. We got a lot more connecting to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot more. Because like we said, when we truly in the spirit, in the spirit, you finish each other's sentences. You know where brothers is going right before they go. And you know what point brothers is going to. Give me that Sirach chapter 2.
This is the book of Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord.
When you come to serve the Lord, read on.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
Temptation is the same word as what? Tribulation. You catching hell. Prepare your soul for tribulation and temptation. The Sabbath. But I need this extra money out. But I mean, it's the Sabbath. The Most I got to provide for you in more ways if you be true to doing what you're supposed to do. I understand that brothers and sisters are confined to that. It's the difference between brothers and sisters choosing to work the Sabbath day versus that is your schedule. And you cannot get out of their schedule. That's understandable. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Read it again.
This book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Read on.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. And make not haste in time of trouble.
Read on.
Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Read on.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee,
Do what?
take cheerfully.
Read it again.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
This is the same thing that Christ is quoting. Put the precept down. The more we read the scriptures, the more we see we don't give a damn what Christian apologetics say. The Apocrypha is in the Bible.
That's right.
And we see Christ quoting it many times. Brothers and sisters just have to read it enough times to be able to feel that thing through the Spirit. It says, do what? Take what?
Cheerfully.
Take cheerfully. Read on up.
And be patient.
And be what up?
And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
We have to be patient when we are changed to a low estate, man. We have to be patient, man, in this walk, man. Things are not going to come when we want it. Even certain spirits that brothers and sisters deal with. Yes, to a degree, it depends on how well you pray and fast to be able to get that particular spirit off. But only the Most High God truly can pull that spirit off of you. Right. But only if you are a sincere and meek and humble servant of the Most High and is doing his will. Those are factors that a lot of times we do not take into account. I want to get this spirit off of me, but brother, are you really truly doing the things to get that spirit off of you? And are you applying and doing the things to, guess what, to keep it off of you? These are certain things that we have to contemplate in this walk. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Do we got any questions, brothers and sisters? Any questions online? What you have, sis?
In Numbers in chapter 32, about Gad and Reuben. So I guess Numbers 32 and 11. So that all the sons 20 and up did not make it because of Gad and Reuben.
Let's get that right quick.
Number 32.
Say it again, Sister Genesis. Numbers.
Numbers 32 and 11. All the men that was 20 years and up, they did not make it into the land because of Gad and Reuben. I started reading at verse 6, and then when I got to 11, I just wanted to make sure. Did I read that right? So Numbers 32 and 6 down to 11.
Okay, going into do not bring God's wrath. Read this right quick, Ak. So you're asking, did they not make it?
To the land because of Gad and Reuben.
Now, part of that is the case, but remember, it's also part of his promise to that generation outside of like Caleb because of the wickedness of all of Israel. So remember that certain generation, it was already in play. Start at verse 6. I want the one not entering, but read this right quick.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 32 and verse 6. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel.
So remember, verse 32, verse 1 is going into Reuben's and Gad's inheritance. So remember, this is when we was doing what? Getting and conquering the other nations for each tribe's land. Do brothers and sisters understand that when you read back in the history? So he's asking, and Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? Because the Most High God was having what? Each of the tribes do what? Fight for their inheritance of land. And we needed each of our brothers to do what? Take down those particular nations to get that land. He was teaching us two things. Teaching us war, and he was also teaching us what? Brotherly love. If your brother's going to war, guess what? You go to war as well. But keep reading.
Verse 7 from the top. And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord had given them.
So when they didn't fight, it did what? It discouraged the other brothers or those particular tribes from doing what? Wanting to fight as well. That's why we always see, what's that one in Deuteronomy? You know what I want? And if you see your brother going to war and you have a fearful spirit, because that spirit can
32, Deuteronomy 32 and 15.
But it was already given to the children of Israel by the Most High God in Numbers 14 that this would occur. We normally go to Numbers 14 to show that
20 and 8 kind of.
we normally go to Numbers 14 and show them how 20 years and upward you are a man, right? But the Lord had prophesied this already to the children of Israel. Real quick, let's go to Numbers 14 and 29. He had already prophesied that this would occur with the children of Gad and Reuben. Read verse 29.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 14, verse 29.
Bring it out.
Your carcasses shall fall into this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you,
And all that were numbered of you, read.
according to the whole number,
According to the whole number,
from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me.
read on, verse 30.
Doubtless ye shall not come into the land concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun.
So if you keep reading down, you'll see that the Lord already prophesied that to the children of Israel.
That's right.
That those 20 years and upward, they would not enter into that, because except for Caleb, like I was just talking about. But that's just a precept y'all can put with it. But you want that Deuteronomy?
Oh, now let's go back to that Numbers, then we'll get it. Because even like when Sister Genesis asked, yes, there was judgment upon them for, like you said, not following the commandments of the Most High.
That's right.
Let's go back to verse 7. You said from 7 on down to 11, sis? Because I know 12 is
6.
the point.
Read 6, because read 6 will show you.
Yeah, that's right.
You got to read 6.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 32, and verse 6. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brother go to war, and shall ye sit here?
That's right.
Yeah, you can't. And I go bring out that precept too. That's great. It's heavy. Who else did that similar to that? That's right.
That's right.
Put that in your mind. Go ahead.
Read verse 11. Start at verse 10, Salakia.
Verse 10. The Lord's anger was kindled the same time, and he swore, saying, surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me.
Because it was not just going on to Reuben and Gad, but it was toward all of Israel, because all of Israel was doing what? Starting to go off. They were not fully following the Most High. Keep reading. This is the point.
Save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh,
The Kenizzite. And they think Caleb really is a Kenizzite. It called Elijah the Tishbite, but we know that Elijah is an Israelite. Caleb is not a heathen nation. This is your boy. What's his name? No, he Port, that one you first started battling with. Chick Christus keep Torah.
Oh yeah.
Then what's his name? Yeah. The Nazarene. He really think Caleb is another nation. Get that off your lip. Right. Huh? No. Caleb is an Israelite. The Kenizzite, because he was what a Kenizzite goes back to a nation. They get, and we'll discuss that. The Kenizzite and the Kenzite, they get those particular names mixed up. A lot of times they it's one in the book of First Chronicles about the Edomites. Hold up, we'll cover that after this. Read verse 12 again.
Verse 12. Save Caleb, the son of Jephthah, the Kenizzite,
Yeah, the Kenizzite.
and Joshua, the son of Nun.
Uh-huh.
For they have wholly followed the Lord.
So these are the only two brothers that wholly followed the Lord, meaning what? Fully followed the Lord. The rest of the Israelites was doing what? Going off. Read on up.
And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel.
All Israel. Read on.
And he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years until all the generation
Read on.
that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed.
So that's why he did it. He had them wandering in the wilderness to do what? Kill off that particular wicked, rebellious nation of people outside of Caleb and Joshua.
Or that generation, right?
That's right. That's right. They was being weak-minded. They was being, guess what? Fearful. Let's get that precept now. You understand that, Sister Genesis? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse. Start at verse 7. Now we'll get to the point, verse 8.
God. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20 and verse 8.
Uh-huh.
And the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful?
What man is there that is fearful? Because believe it or not, you have brothers and sisters leave the truth because of what? Jacob's trouble. Read on.
What man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted?
Read on.
Let him go and return unto his house.
Unto his what?
Unto his house.
Read on.
Lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart.
Even with brothers that's afraid to go to camp, tell them, brother, go on, go to the house till you get your spirit right, man. You know, it's all right. We know it takes time to get at a particular level. That's why we do have what? Camp 101, while we train for these particular things, while we study precepts and prepare for things that may come up out there. And we have to always have faith that the Most High God has the angels surrounding us to protect us. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Any other questions out there? Give me that Deuteronomy chapter 4 while we wait. Deuteronomy chapter 4, tribulation. What's the precept? Who knows the prophecy? Who knows it? The prophecy concerning us going into tribulation in the latter days. Who knows the precept? Prophecy. A lot of times we saying prophecy is Old Testament. A lot of times, not all times. 4 and what? You close 4 and 30, the point. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse number 30.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 30.
Hold on. Going into tribulation, trials, tribulations, light affliction. We're going to be catching hell in these last days. That's what the Most High God puts us together. Like I said, brothers and sisters are lacking food. We have the cover for the food. Brothers and sisters are doing what? Lacking money on paying bills. We do what? Put in the chat. Hey, sis, need so-and-so. Hey, brother, need help with so-and-so. Hey, we all need help with this. Even like how we come together as a nation to do what? To pay the bills of the building. You know, all praise to the Most High. To allow us a place to congregate. This is why it's pivotal that we join ourselves together to where we're what? 2 is better than 1. Read this out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 30.
Bring it out.
When thou art in tribulation.
When thou art in tribulation. Going into Jacob's trouble or just catching hell in all examples, basically. Read on.
And all these things are come upon thee, even the latter days.
Even in the latter days. This is a prophecy. Read on.
If thou turn to the Lord thy God.
So he's given us prophecy, and he's also given us what? The solution to this problem. Read on.
It shall be obedient unto his voice.
Read on.
For the Lord thy God is a merciful God.
Read on.
He will not forsake thee.
Read on.
Neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them,
So according to the scriptures, Brother Bam, how do we survive tribulation? By what? Yeah, that's one of them. But read what the scriptures say. Read that last part of verse 30. If thou. Oh, no, I'm talking about Rezatok.
God,
Talking about Rezatok.
God.
Don't let him read it for you.
If thou turn to the Lord thy God, it shall be obedient unto his voice.
So how do we survive this? If thou turn to the Lord thy God and shalt be obedient unto his voice. It's giving us the solution in the next statement. That's how we survive trials and tribulations of the Most High. By being obedient unto his voice. Verse 32, read on up. Oh, verse 31.
Verse 31. For the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee,
Read on.
neither destroy thee,
Read on.
nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them.
And Christ was reiterating this where? In what? In 29. Let's get that right quick. So what Christ is reiterating. Brews got to have the precepts. Sisters have to have the precepts. Sisters have to have the precepts. Remember, the Bible is about what? Prophecy. Telling something in the past and watching it come to fruition in the future. Like I said, this is the advantage that we have over Christians and the other nations. You get there, read this out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened.
So this was a warning that Christ was giving us, and he's quoting this from what? From the book of Moses, from the book of Deuteronomy. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, read on.
Shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven,
Read on.
and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
So Christ is giving us more clues, showing how what World War III is going to kick off and showing how thermonuclear destruction is coming on the earth. Because when you read these things in context with spiritual eyes and with discernment, what is the only weapon that can make the stars fall from heaven? Thermonuclear bombs. Because remember, they're writing and they're using the words that they had in that time. That's what a nuke looked like in a vision that they were receiving. Looked like a star falling from heaven. Show us stars falling from heaven, huh? Or matter of fact, pull up missiles, Iran bombing Israel. Yeah, perfect picture. Look at them, look like stars falling from heaven. That's the perfect picture. All praise to the Most High. And 2 on down, 5 on down, all those precepts. What we were going over, Revelations chapter 6, all those precepts. When we read the scriptures, we see that the prophets ain't saying nothing different from Christ and from the book of the law. That's the perfect picture. Read it again from the top.
Verse 29 from the top.
Picture up there.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened.
The tribulation of those days is going into Jacob's trouble. He's showing us how Jacob's trouble is going to end. Read on.
And the moon shall not give her light.
The moon is not giving her light. Read on.
And the stars shall fall from heaven. And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
What weapon has the capability to shake rulerships? This is what this particular heaven is going into. Rulership over the planet Earth. And we see it plainly. When it's talking about the moon being darkened, meaning when that thermonuclear weapon hits the earth, all the dust pops back up. It blocks out the sun, it blocks out the moon. Pull up that other one, that one you just had up before that. Go back up. Up. That one in it. Oh, that one. Oh, this one right. Oh, that's Call of Duty. Go back up.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. And the one you just had. That one right there. You get that one. Yeah. So you can see the effects of it. Look at all the dust rising back up. It's literally blotting out the sun even in this particular instance. This is what they was describing in the scriptures. This is what Christ is preparing us for.
And when did Christ give you the understanding of the beginning of this time of tribulation? If you just read up, jump up to verse 21.
Verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be.
So it talks about great tribulation that will be since not before the beginning of earth. Keep reading.
And except those days shall be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
And we know, man, you wake up, go to work Monday, next day is Friday, right? Sabbath. Friday night, here comes the Sabbath, right? We know these days are being shortened for the elect's sake, for the Most High God's sake of his children. Read.
Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christ.
False Christ and what?
And false prophets.
This is when the tribulation will start to begin. And we know that we have came into that, right? And we know it's going to get deeper and deeper. Why is there so much tribulation for a false Christ? Because now the world is going after who? Says Bozier, right? Now our people don't even know they're the one true God that we do have. Right. Tribulations will definitely rise at that time, right? Or have risen at that time, right? It says false Christ will arise, right? We've seen Sibo on the scene. We've seen people coming out speaking of them being Christ, Hamashiach, the Messiah, right? But we know that ultimately is going into that depiction of our king being depicted as a what? An Edomite, right? That's the false Christ that puts us in tribulation right now, because we're fighting against that Christ now, right? We're putting that Christ to shame. That so-called white man that you see on the pictures with the doggy stringy hair, that's put us in great. Do you know how much tribulation that picture alone has put us in as a nation of people?
That's right.
Do y'all understand that? That picture alone, do you understand how much tribulation it has put us in as a nation of people? That white Christ has put us docile to now. Oh, God loves everybody. Oh, yeah, forgive them. Forgive them. Well, they don't forgive us for a damn thing, right? That's where the tribulation started, and it is what? Peaking, right? And we know it's like a roller coaster. That tribulation is steady peaking to when we get into Jacob's trouble. But where it started, it was what? False Christ and false apostles, man, right? That's where that tribulation started for us, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Any questions out there? Any questions in the chat? What you got, Doc? Go ahead.
Yeah, so what you were talking about, just another example, like you said, Caleb is called the
Kenizzite.
The whole thing with precept
Gil, do we have another mic?
Yeah.
Get it to him.
Oh, you ride the Hittite?
Yeah, the ride of the Hittite. And also Peter the Canaanite.
Yeah, because Uriah, there's a narrative on Uriah being a heathen as well, yeah. Uriah the Hittite. And it don't say that, in the scriptures that he's an Israelite, but the precepts kind of dictated because, what's his name? Ahithophel?
Yeah, precepts and also
discernment. Yeah, Ahithophel was the grandfather of Bathsheba, right?
Yeah, he was the grandfather of
Bathsheba.
Wise.
Yeah, and Ahithophel was wise. He's one of David's counselors.
That's right.
So why would a wise, mighty man like Ahithophel allow a heathen to marry his daughter?
And those are all great points. Thanks, Officer Barakai. I just saw the text. But those are all great points. And like we say, through discernment, brothers and sisters should be able to discern that. Give me that in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Like I said, that's what the Most High God is preparing us for, going through trials, tribulations. But we have to do what? Use the ways that he told us to get out of those situations. And that's by what? Obeying his voice. Meaning what? Keep his commandments. It's just that simple. What I say? Say it again. Oh, thanks. I lost my train of thought. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Going into discernment. Bruce should know. He called out the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14.
This book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
But the natural man.
But the natural man, meaning what? The sinful man. If brothers and sisters are in sin, when you read the Bible, you will not, I repeat, you will not understand it. You just plainly won't. Read on up.
But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God.
Read on up.
For they are foolishness unto him.
Because when we read and ask our Christian counterparts, is America in the Bible? That's foolishness unto them. What are you talking about? America's not in the Bible. Christ coming back, he's going to have to keep his commandments. No, he done away with the commandments at the cross. We constantly see that, guess what? In the kingdom, we're going to be keeping the commandments. That's how a government is ran, by laws and order. Read on.
Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Christians and brothers and sisters that are dealing in sin are spiritually discerned, meaning they can't spiritually make a difference if it's literal or if it's talking in a metaphoric way. They cannot discern that. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Jump up to verse number 12.
Verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world.
And the only way you can discern it is by not receiving the spirit of the world. Daoud, what is the spirit of the world? Christianity, Sister Naomi, what's the spirit of the world? Say it again. I can't hear you. Say it loud. Going against the laws. That is the spirit of the world. Twin, what's the spirit of the world? Sin. That's going against the law, saying the same thing. Sister Netta, what's the spirit of the world? I heard something about shit. Say it. Drunkenness. Remember, it's any spirit that the Most High God didn't approve in his Bible is the spirit of the world. What you got, Ehud? Officer Ehud? Say it again. We're on a total new subject. Said it. No, brother. We passed that, my officer. We want the spirit of the world, brother. Thank y'all. Thank you. What you got, Brother Fred?
Pride.
Who?
Pride.
Who?
Prideful.
Pride. Con. What you got, twin?
Just error, period.
Just error, period. All these are the spirit of the world. What you got, Brother Obadiah? Lust of the eyes. Con. These are all spirits of the world. What you got, Brother Azariah? He says SIBO, man. That damn show is the spirit of the world. And that's the spirit that a lot of times our people have in this walk, man. So now what you have? What's the spirit of this world? Religion. Many things that falls up under the spirit. What you have, Sister Genesis? Yeah, that's a good one. We have to call that what it is. Thinking that Esau, the white man, is your friend because he gives you coffee on Monday mornings.
Sister Genesis just said the white man thinking the white man your friend.
That's heavy right
That's
there.
it. What did you say, Sister Naya? Religion. Sister Naya said religion.
And we're not just saying even just them, but all nations.
That's right.
Even, I know me and my son was getting our haircut and it was getting late, man. So we had to go to, where we go? Halls, Henderson. I always get them mixed up. What is it called? A little bit of Naya? Where you at? Henderson's. We up in Henderson's. Guess who cooking the chicken in Henderson's? No, not this time. Ishmael.
Cooking?
cooking the chicken up in Henderson's. And I can't lie, that chicken was good as hell. We just like, how the hell y'all cooking chicken, man, in the hood? I'm talking about, hey, it ain't just Esau, it's all the other nations that come in and
to the barber.
yeah, to the barbershop. I'm talking about sucking up all our resources, man, to where we cannot do commerce one amongst our own nation. That thing's heavy, man. Go ahead.
Let's get a precept on the spirit of life, what the spirit of the world, man, right? Let's go to 1 Peter 4, and we'll start at verse 2. Because that is exactly what the spirit of the world is, man. It's everything outside of the will of God, basically. Everything outside of the will of God is the spirit of the world, right? 1 Peter 4 and read verse 2.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 2. That he no longer shall live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men.
To the lust of men in the flesh, right? We have that is that war between what? Spirit and flesh. That's why you're warring within yourself to not do the things that you used to do. To not eat that pork, right? Lord, that damn, man, that pork chop sandwich looks so good. You're warned against your flesh not to eat it, though, right? Read it again.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 2 from the top. That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men.
So another spirit of the world is the lust of men. Anything that is lustful of the world, that pork, Christmas, holidays, anything religion that has nothing to do with the Bible, right? Not keeping the 7-day Sabbath. That is the lust of men. That is the spirit of the world. Read.
But to the will of God.
What is the will of God, Brother Azariah? Caught him. I hope I ain't catch you lacking. You know, you can't be lacking out here with these youngsters, these wild eyes, man. The will of God. We know it's the commandment. I need a precept. Hold on. Let me see if your little bro can help you out. Little bit and now, you can help your bro out. Ooh, that boy trying to go out. That boy trying to go out tonight.
And get that boy ain't going no damn where.
That boy trying to kick
That boy
it
gonna
tonight.
be at home with daddy, man, watching movies. We gonna bootleg watch that Spider-Man tonight.
Right.
That boy ain't going nowhere.
So the lust of men is a part of the spirit of the world, right? And it's against the will of God. So anything against the will of God, according to Psalms 40 and 8, which is the law, is sin. But keep reading. It's the lust of the world. Read.
Verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
Also, another word for the spirit of this world is the will of the Gentiles. That's heavy, because what is the will of the Gentiles, Bam? I see you look up. What you think the will of the Gentiles is? It says, times past, we went after the will of the Gentiles. What you got, Sister Netta? Doing their will. So you have the will of God and you have the will of the Gentiles. Our people want to go after what the world has given us. Go ahead, Bam. Yeah, now in a sense, but that's where you go into context. But right now, we're showing you that the will of these Gentiles has to be what? Opposing to the will of God. So even our own people, we are opposing to our God when we are not keeping the commandments. So the will of the Gentiles is, like we said again, holidays, Christmas, right? Everything that they brought us Easter. We didn't never seen Easter in the Bible. We know you found me an Easter egg and a bunny in the Bible. I give you my life, man. Can't do it, right? Keep reading.
Verse 3 from the top. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
So the will of the Gentiles is their ways. Read.
When we walked in lasciviousness.
And he gives us some examples of the spirit of life. When we walked in what? Lasciviousness. What is lasciviousness? Strong sexual desires. You know, our sisters and brothers out here today, sisters ain't wearing nothing. They ain't doing. It's just it's lasciviousness around. That is the what? The spirit of life. Read.
Lasciviousness,
Uh-huh.
lust, excess of wine.
Man, people drunk all day, every day now, man. I'm talking about just drinking. Excess wine. That's a spirit of life.
So in literal wine and in doctrine.
That's right. Both ways. Read.
Revelings, banqueting,
Fighting, right? Want to go kick it, reveling, always arguing. Come on, man. You got that arguing spirit on you, man. That's the will of the Gentiles. We were, as a nation of people, we didn't argue with each other like that. Why? Because we had laws to go to. Okay, brother. All right. I ain't finna argue with you. We finna go to the law. Right. Ain't no arguing about it. Right? There's a moral law on what you did. Right? And we're going to get civil laws included in it to see what the judgment of who right and wrong. What we arguing for? What plies are you on to argue? Now let's go to the law. Read.
banquetings, and abominable
And
idolatries.
abominable. That's a heavy word. Abominable idolatries, man. Anything against God is what? The spirit of the world or the spirit of life right now. Go.
Give me a Bible verse about love that's not 1 John 5 and 3.
Bring it out.
Sister Dabash. You know, brother, the soldier you called looking here. Make me proud, baby. That's not 1 John. Yeah, we put battle axe sisters. Hey. She said, let them check it first. Sister Dara next, Sister Keo next, Sister Tiana next, Sister Jakara is last. All verses on love. And I'm watching Sister Yariel because she loves to give them Bible verses. What you got, Sister Bosch? Man, give that sister a hand, man. What? Get that phone. Let me see. What you Googling?
I'm on my Bible.
Well, read from that Bible. What you got?
I'm looking for it. It's in Galatians.
Bring it out.
It's in Galatians.
Galatians what? Your husband, Brother Azariah, watching you make me look good.
Galatians 5 and 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith.
Thank you, sister. Give that sister a hand. Sister Keo, what you got? All praises. Sister Tiana, what you got? 146 and 8. You know your husband watching. He can hear you too. Psalms 1.
One what?
146 and 8.
Okay. The Lord loveth the righteous.
The Lord loveth the righteous.
I like that. The Lord
That's-
loveth the righteous. What is righteousness? Huh? And which is what?
All
Keeping
praise.
All praises.
Say that. I ain't gonna lie. That's a real good precept. That thing is a deeper. Look at this sister here. Sister Jakara, what you got? Daoub is watching. What you got, Sister Jakara? I need to know that these battle axe sisters is practicing what they preach and that they are understanding. 13 and who? First Corinthians 13 and 4. Read that right quick.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity bondeth not itself, is not puffed up.
Now, charity is a Greek word which means what? Love. So we can get at the sis. We normally, I'm going to tell you, we try to keep it verbatim Because a lot of times this is a precept that Christians love to use. And a lot of times they try to use this outside of what? Accountability. Because it's not getting to the point quick. You have to have some reasoning and discernment with that. But we will allow that. Sisters did good. Give the sisters overhand a good clap. Sisters did good, man. Any other questions out there? Give me 1 Peter chapter 3 verse start at verse number so like your 2 Peter 3 and verse number 9. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 9. No, Salakia, I'm sorry, y'all. 2 Peter 3 and 9. Salakia. Moving too fast.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
The Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
So the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, meaning what? The promises that he made to the Israelites. What's the precept for promise? Twin. All praises. Get that brother a hand, man. So the Most High God is not slack concerning his promises, which is for the Israelites. Let's make that clear.
Right.
Let's prove that. Let's go to Romans chapter 9. Let's see all the things that belong to the Israelites. We ain't got no smoke up in there. No smoke, man. What? Read this right quick.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertained the adoption.
So the adoption, the Most High God dying, having Christ die on the cross to adopt the tribes back in the fold, belongs to the Israelites. Read on.
And the glory.
And the glory, meaning the glory of the kingdom of the heaven, belong to the Israelites. Read on.
And the covenants.
And the covenants, both the old covenant and the new covenant, pertain or belongs to the Israelites. Read on.
And the giving of the law.
The law was only given to the Israelites. Read on.
And the service of God.
Read on.
And the promises.
And the promises were given to the Israelites. Read on.
Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came.
Christ came for the Israelites. It's telling us plainly. Go back to that first. We got a question in there. You got a question today? Okay. Let me go back to this right quick. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 and read that point.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3.
It's like your 2 Peter.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness.
Meaning, as some men cannot keep their word, the Most High God is not like that. He's going to keep his word. Read on.
But is long suffering to usward.
The Most High God is suffering long with us because they understand that we go through trials and tribulations. We're mortal men. So we're going to have some ups and some downs. That's why he's taking his time to make sure that brothers and sisters do what? Get it right. Read on.
Not willing that any should perish.
Read on.
But that all should come to repentance.
Read on.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
The day when the Most High God sent Christ back is coming as a thief in the night. When we think that we're in security, we think we're in the comfort of our home, that's when Christ is appearing. Read on up.
And the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
That's that boom. Read on.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Read on.
The earth also and the works that are therein
shall be what up?
Shall be burnt up.
Read on up.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
Seeing and reading about the judgments of the Most High is going to happen. Read on.
What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
What person are you supposed to be before that day happens? In the way that you talk, in the way that you carry your mannerisms, in the way that you act amongst other nations of people. Are you wearing your fringes? Are you not eating pork? Are you being an example to the younger sisters? Brothers, are you being an example to your sons, to the younger brothers? What person are you to be knowing that these things are about to be on the brink? What question did you have, brother? You call?
Yeah, that Romans 9.
Yeah.
The service of God. Did that go into like sacrifice?
Yeah, the Levitical priest. The service of God is going into the service that they had to do to prepare for the temple, like lighting the candles, getting the showbread, the lighting the incense, things that pertain to the tabernacles. Let's kind of touch on that too. Let's go to the book of Leviticus. The anointing of tabernacle, giving sin offerings. Give me go to priest. Go to Leviticus chapter 7. We'll start at verse 28, which is 2. Leviticus chapter 7 and verse number 28.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 7, and verse 28. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, He that offereth the sacrifice of his peace offerings unto the Lord shall bring his oblation unto the Lord of the sacrifice of his peace offerings. His own hands shall bring the offerings of the Lord made by fire, the fat with the beast, with the breast, Shalakia. It shall he bring.
It shall he bring. Read on.
That the breast may be waved for a wave offering before the Lord.
So he had the people bring those particular offerings, but see, this is where the Levitical priest play a part. Read on.
And the priest shall burn the fat upon the altar, but the breast shall be Aaron's and his sons.
So he had to have the Levitical priest burn that offering. But it says, read that last part, but the breast shall be Aaron's and his sons. Give me one Levitical priest offerings on the altar. Yeah, image. Yeah. Yeah, we already know.
That's a good one. Got it back there. Yeah, you know, crop them out, crop them out. If you still on the picture, we'll crop them out. So see, the office of the Levitical priesthood, they're anointing what they were called to do. And this, I'm gonna tell you, this is heavy, man, because Christians play a game with this. Well, what if you sin and you can't you don't have a Levitical priest a Levitical priest to get you? Well, we know that's where grace comes into play. We understand grace. We understand that we go to the Father. We have an advocate, right, which is now the Father, right? Because for certain sins, the only one that was to cleanse you were who? The Levitical priesthood, right? Now, we go to the Father. That's why we try to live our lives as a living sacrifice right now, right?
That's right.
And we try to cleanse ourselves from that. And we have a chance now to repent from our wicked ways, right? So things getting caught up. It's like, I'm gonna tell you, it's heavy. Just say you're sleeping in the bed at night, right, with your wife. She wake up in the morning, she come up on her time, right? Her timing. According to the scriptures, you're unclean, right? But is that your doings? No, that's just life, right? She wakes up, oh, I started last night, right? According to the scriptures, you unclean. Who were to cleanse you from that? The Levitical priesthood, right? We don't have that anymore. Now we have Christ. So now, like I said, we have grace to pray and try to get things right, right? In this time that we're in. Go ahead, Doc.
Let's go to the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 23. What you got?
I had to quit.
Let me read this right quick.
Go there first.
It's like a question statement.
Let me read this right quick. For the service of the Levitical priest, to make sure brothers and sisters got this precept. Numbers chapter 18 and verse number 23.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 23. But the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read on.
And they shall bear their iniquity.
Read on.
It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, that among the children of Israel they have no inheritance.
So the Levitical priest was commanded to do the service of the tabernacles. Any administration that had to do with it, like we say, setting up the table, the showbread, lighting the incense, lighting the candles, preparing animal sacrifices. Right. Brothers and sisters, understand that? Make sure y'all write it down. What you got, Up? You got the mic.
Shalom, shalom. Yeah, so to expound on what Cap's saying, and it's kind of like a question too, just to clarify. Prior to Christ's deliverance, Moses and the Levitical priests were the intercessors, the mediators to the Most High.
Yes.
Prior to Christ. So now Christ is that intercessor and mediator.
That's right. That's right. We don't have no in between. Basically, we don't have a middleman now.
Yeah.
Right? That's right. Exactly right.
What's the precept?
Christ is the mediator.
Hebrews, was it 9 and 15?
Or what is that one? We have an advocate. I like that one. We have an advocate. Yeah.
All those precepts.
Yeah.
Who knows the precepts?
And before we get that precept, that Numbers 18 and 23, that goes with Leviticus 7 and 29, right?
Yeah, you can put those precepts together, but they ultimately go with that Romans 9, the service of God. Remember, in the precepts, it's always what? Certain words that link and bind the precepts together. That link is what? Doing the service of the Most High, showing that it was only for the Levitical priests. Yeah, we don't want to move too fast, though. Bruce already have a hard time writing certain precepts down, keeping up. One precept at a time. Bruce getting better, though. Bruce are. You got it, twin?
Yeah, I got it.
Get that 1 John chapter 2, verse 1. Because we do have an advocate with the Father, which is Christ. Christ speaks on our behalf.
That's right.
Read that. Christ is like our lawyer, our spiritual appointed lawyer. Read this, Art.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
My little children, these things write I unto you, that ye sin not.
That ye sin not. What is sin according to the Bible? Transgression of the law. 1 John 3 and 4. Need Bruce to be on point with that. Read on.
And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Yahushua, the righteous.
Yahushua, the righteous. He speaks on our behalf. Lord, he's trying, give him mercy, give him a spirit to comfort him, get him back in the spirit, to get her back in the spirit. He speaks on our behalf to, guess what? To keep us in the spirit and to give us mercy. Remember, Christ came to give us what? Grace and truth. What was your question, Karatazar? Brothers learn that y'all speak up too a little louder so brothers and sisters can hear y'all in the back.
I was reading Numbers. Let me see them. So it's like 28. I just want to know if I read it right. How we were sacrificing even on a Sabbath, on tabernacles, and so we was actually doing animal sacrifices then and burnt
Yes, that's right.
offerings.
That's exactly right. We were doing sacrifices on even in that day, meaning it's what? Lawful to do what? To do well on the Sabbath, because this comes up sometime. Well, they was doing offering sacrifices, but you ain't the damn Levitical priest to where you want to cook a bologna sandwich on the Sabbath day. No, that's not what this going into. They were doing the offices of the Most High. Do brothers and sisters understand that? So we gave sacrifices on the Sabbath day. Is that what you wanted to know? Out?
Yeah, because he was talking about the Levitic, the service.
Yeah, come on.
Right. So that's why I was thinking about when y'all brought that up.
Read this right quick. The book of Numbers, chapter 28, start at verse number.
Look like 9.
Start at verse 1.
You can't.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 28, and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel, and say unto them, my offering and my bread for my sacrifices made by fire.
Read on.
For a sweet savor unto me.
So the Most High God sees that as a sweet savor, a sweet smell unto him. Read on up.
Shall ye observe to offer unto me in their due season.
So he was commanding them to offer offerings in their due season. You with me, twin? Read on.
And thou shalt say unto them, this is the offering made by fire, which ye shall offer unto the Lord, 2 lambs of the first year without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering.
It's telling you plainly, day by day, for a continual burnt offering. So they had to do this continually in the temple, giving up that sweet savor unto the Most High. So day by day includes what? The Sabbath day. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Even when you read on more, just going more into detail in those sacrifices. Go ahead,
like even like all high holy days too as well.
That's right. All the high holy days, you read about that as well. The Day of Atonement.
Right.
You read about the tabernacles. Yeah. You read about Passover, obviously with the lamb. All those high holy days. Even yes, in certain births. Because that woman had to come, she had to give a sacrifice. Not because she was in sin, because that would be not the right understanding of it, but it says a sin offering. So you don't want brothers and sisters think having babies is a sin. That's not what this talking about. Matter of fact, let's touch on that. Go to the book of Leviticus. Brothers and sisters know what you're talking about? Or Numbers. Bear with me. Is it Numbers or Leviticus? So we always had a process, like we say, in order on how we gave up sacrifices. Yeah, 12 and 6. Read that right quick.
Said Numbers 12 and 6.
No, Leviticus chapter 12, verse 6.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 12 and verse 6. And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unto the priest, who shall offer it before the Lord and make an atonement for her, and she shall be cleansed from the issue of her blood. This is the law for her that had born a male or a female.
So you see, she had to bring a offering, even while having a baby, whether dependent on a son or a daughter. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Make sure y'all write this down. How long were they purified after, if she had a boy? Do brothers and sisters have that? Make sure y'all write it down. Write these things down. You never know when we're going to come across these things again. You should already know this, Brother Fred. Don't make me throw talking about a boy. How many days after is she purified after having a boy? Do you know, Brother Fred? Do you know, Brother Fred? Do you know, brother? Well, you better pull that thing out. Write it in the space, because these are questions that we always ask in our Q&As. 40 days. If she had a girl, how many days? 80 days. 40 days for a boy, 80 days for a girl. Do brothers and sisters understand? No, for verse 4 and verse number 5. Verse 4 is 40 days for the boy. You should have this too, Brother Karatazar. Do you have 40 days, though, written there? Yeah, that's what rules need. Right, 40 days for a boy, 80 days for a girl.
You see 33, right? Read up, though. Read verse 2. You got to read verse 2 and 3 and put it together.
Read that right quick.
Read verse 2.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 12 and verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a woman have conceived seed and born a man child, then she shall be unclean 7 days.
How many?
7 days.
7. Read.
According to the days of the separation for infirmity shall she be unclean. And in the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised.
Uh-huh.
And she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 3 and 30 days.
How many?
3 and 30 days.
How many days is that?
How many days, Brother Karatazar? This is where brothers got to know some math.
Gotta have a
Sisters
little
as well.
math, just a little bit.
Wow. Read what it says. It's telling you plainly. 3 and 30 days.
So how many days is that? 33.
Right.
Now, how many days did it say before that, though? 7.
7 days.
In verse 2. Yeah, so 7 plus 33 is what? 40.
You thinking too deep on it.
Yeah, 40.
Don't
40
think too deep. You got 7 days in verse number 2, and you have 33 days in verse number 4. 33 plus 7 is 40 days. What you got, Op?
Trying to find a precept where it talks about Christ was born and mother brought sacrifice according to the law of Moses or something like that.
Say it, paraphrase it again.
During Christ's birth, there was a sacrifice given according to the law of Moses. It's in the New Testament.
Only one I can think of is Galatians 4 and 5. Made under the seed, made of a woman. That's the only one. But do you understand that, Brother Karatazar? We don't want to move too fast. Everybody else understand. 40 days for a son, 80 days for a girl. This is if brothers and sisters have babies. You have to let her heal that particular time if she have a son, and 80 days if she have a daughter. Yes. Con. Yeah, I don't know what the only one I can think about is that Galatians 4 and 5. Any other? If you find it, we're gonna move on till you find them up. Huh? Oh, I can't if you don't give me a little bit more clues. It's probably somewhere in the book of Luke then. I'm thinking Luke chapter 2. Or type it in on your phone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Read that right quick.
This is the book of Luke chapter 2 and verse 22. And when the days,
Yeah, start at verse 21. Come.
verse 21, and when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcision of the child, his name was called Yahushua, which was so named of the angel before he was conceived in the womb. And when the days of our purification, according to the law of Moses, were accomplished, they brought him to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord.
So this is where they applied what? Leviticus chapter 1, verse 2, 3, 4.
And 12 as well.
And 12 as well, Con.
Leviticus 12 and 2.
So make sure y'all write that next to that. Leviticus chapter 12. For Luke chapter 2, verse 22. This is the history that they're reverting back to. Do brothers and sisters have it? Say it again. Luke chapter 2, verse 22. Precepts with Leviticus chapter 12. Yeah, 1 through 4. This is how you literally precept the Bible. Going to get that history. Going to get those laws. Precept must be upon precept. Law upon law. Any other questions out there? What you have, sis? That's a good question. I don't know if we will.
Generation, you specifically speaking on
Generate, yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean, sis.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a precept. Say it again. Nah. I mean, that's an
insinuation. Like sisters say generation, like the word, like actually
saying it like
this
that.
is the yeah.
Damn.
Now, you know, speaking, you know, precept and out trying to.
No. Not one that I could think of. I'm pretty sure it's something similar to that. I can't think of it right now. That is a good question. Matthew what?
24 and 34.
Let's read it right quick.
Basically saying the last generation shall all be fulfilled. Something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of similar. That's a good precept, Ock. Kind of similar. If brothers and sisters have ears to understand, read that, Ock.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled.
And I ain't gonna lie, that is a heavy, deep precept, because that precept goes into what? Who knows what this precept goes into? Any brothers and sisters? Say it again. It says this generation. So remember, it's in that time. So what is it ultimately going into? Regeneration. Yes, because remember, the point is this generation. That generation was what? 2,000 years ago. So we thousands of years into the future. So it's like, how can it be that same generation? It's talking about regeneration, meaning those same spirits are going to be brought back in these last days.
That's right. What precept brothers got for that?
Now we can kind of dig somewhere.
What
Con,
precept
brother
brothers got for that?
I said con on that.
Good precept.
Jumpstart precept.
What precept y'all got for 24 and 34? Huh? 16? 17? Let's go to Matthew 19 and 28. Well, it's like I said, it's showing you that saviour is going into regeneration, right? Christ is showing you them that follow in the regeneration. What that bloodline, that what he always left for, what, a remnant, right? That remnant. Matthew 19 to 28.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 28.
Bring it out.
And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me And the regeneration.
And the what?
And the regeneration.
Ye that have followed me in the regeneration. Read.
When the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit, Shalakia, upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
So Matthew 24 and 34 is speaking on regeneration. We see Christ is saying, ye that follow me in the regeneration, right? It's saying the same exact thing. That's why we got to make sure we put our precepts together.
Let's get another one. Let's go to the book of Revelation chapter 1 and verse number 7. This is how we can literally build upon that. Come on, hold up, Bob. Let's get that Revelation chapter 1 verse 7. See how we making that point, Sister Genesis? You tracking it? Come on. Read that Revelation chapter 1 verse 7.
This book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. And they also which pierced him.
Which what?
Which pierced him.
Read it again from the top, book, chapter, and verse.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 7.
I need Bruce to pay attention. This is where you have to put the precepts and link them up. Read that again from the top.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds.
Meaning when Christ comes back on his second coming, he's coming with the chariots of the Most High, which are the clouds. Read on.
And every eye shall see him.
And every eye shall see him. Read on.
And they also which pierced him.
And they also which pierced him. Remember, the person that pierced Christ lived how many years ago? 2,000 years ago. Meaning their spirit is going to be what? Regenerated back on the earth. Further proving the precept that Brother Balai brought out, which is a great precept. Great precept in Matthew chapter 24 and verse number what? 34. Do brothers and sisters see how you precept that together? Showing how this is going into the last generation. Who don't see it? It's okay if you don't. A lot of times, pray, go back over the videos, because I'm going to tell y'all, regeneration is a heavy topic. Who understands about regeneration by show of hands? Who don't by show of hands? Because that's something we can cover real quick. Regeneration is just going into how your spirit is just recycled on the earth. Meaning when we die, our spirit goes up to the heavens, to the third heavens with the Most High. No, we're not walking around playing with Michael and Gabriel. No, he puts our spirit in what is called the chamber of souls. In every third or fourth generation, he brings your spirit back down into a new body. Let's prove that. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Real quick, I got y'all. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Remember, we go to the Bible to let it explain itself. These concepts are not hard. It's just been that we have been without the understanding of the true understanding of the Bible for so long that when we hear it, it's like, I can't believe that. That's right. Yeah. Read that right quick, Art.
Call it again. Oh, shoot. Call it again, Art.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth.
Read on.
As it was.
Read on.
And the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
So when we die, our body turns back into the dust of the ground, and our spirit goes back to the Most High who gave it. Read it again.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
Now jump over to Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 1. To show you, when we read the book of Ecclesiastes, the Most High God is showing us everything has a cycle. Everything. He's going to compare these things in their cycles. Read this out.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
The words of the preacher, the son of David.
Who is the words of the preacher? Who is the preacher? Solomon. Solomon wrote the book of Ecclesiastes. Read on.
The word of the preacher, the son of David,
Uh-huh.
king in Jerusalem.
King in Jerusalem. Read on.
Vanity of vanities, said the preacher.
Read on.
Vanity of vanities, all is vanity.
All means all is nothing. Read on up.
What profit had a man of all his labor, which he taketh under the sun?
Uh-huh.
One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever.
So he's giving a comparison on how generations of people are what? On a cycle. One generation of people die and another generation rise up. Read on.
The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down.
Now he's giving a comparison of what? Of the sun and how it's on a cycle. It goes up and it goes down. Read on.
And hasteth to his place where he arose.
Read on.
The wind goeth toward the south, and turned about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returned again according to his circuit.
Now he's giving an example on the winds, on how they are on a cycle. Read on.
All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full.
How does that happen? All the rivers run into the sea, but yet the sea is not full. Why? Because it's on a cycle. The earth is like a machine, and everything has a purpose and a work and a cycle. Read on.
Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they go, they return again.
Read on.
All things are full of labor.
All things in the earth are full of labor, meaning what? They are all on a cycle. Read on.
Man cannot utter it.
And we cannot utter it. We don't understand how these things come to be. The rivers run into the seas. How is it not full? Because it's on a cycle. Read on.
The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing.
So just like all those things are on a cycle, guess what else is on a cycle? Man's spirits. Jump down. Read verse 10.
Verse 10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new?
Read on.
It had been already of old time, which was before us.
Read verse 11.
There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after.
Now jump over to what? Ecclesiastes 6 in verse number what? 10. Read that. It's showing you what the thing is that is on a cycle. Read this.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
That which had been is named already, and it is known that it is man.
It is who?
It is man.
So man's spirits are also on a cycle. They died and the Most High God rises that spirit back up again. Do brothers and sisters understand that?
I hope Joel Martin 7232 was getting that great understanding, because he said that the regeneration is only through 144. But we know that the spirits are regenerating every day within this lifetime. Like I just went to showing you that same spirit of those that killed Christ will be back on earth, right? The spirits are revamping themselves. They're rewinding themselves day for day. So it's not just the 444,000, right?
What you got, twin?
I was watching a video on death, and I think it was Captain Gedaliah IUIC.
Uh-huh.
He said something about those that die and are in sin. They're the ones that are just like resting, but the ones that die and keeping the commandments, they're like up walking around and like with. Like
now, to a degree, Ak is right, but we understand judgment is played out on earth. So a lot of times, if brothers and sisters are in sin, the Most High God, we ever wonder why? What did that baby do to have cerebral palsy? What did that baby do to be blind like that? A lot of times judgment is played back on the earth. Right. Meaning if you sin and you die and the Most High God brings your spirit back, that's why sometimes brothers and sisters can be jacked up mentally, physically, or spiritually. He brings those judgments that which is played out through you back on the earth. Let's prove that right quick. Let's go to the book of John. Who knows the precept? Brothers and sisters should know this. John chapter what?
9.
John chapter 9. Let's prove this. That's right. So part of that is true. Read this out.
This is the book of John, chapter 9.
But this
verse
is also
1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin?
who did what?
Who did sin?
Read book, chapter, and verse. Need brothers to follow along with this. Book, chapter, verse. Start over from the top.
This is the book of John, chapter 9, and verse 1.
Bring it out.
And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth.
So this man was blind from birth. Read on.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin?
They like, who broke the commandments? Because our people understood about regeneration and how you could be judged when you are brought back on the earth again. That's why they asked Christ this. Read on.
Who did sin? This man or his parents?
Letting you know that, guess what? Judgment can be played out in a child from their parents. Meaning your parents can do wickedly and the Most High God can judge your child for the sin that you did. Do brothers and sisters understand that? That's why it's pivotal that we all keep the commandments, so none of us fall up under that judgment. But it's showing you to a bigger point that they had understanding that you are judged through the sin that you act out on earth. Read on.
Who did sin? This man or his parents? That he was born blind.
So they understood that. Read on.
Yahushua answered, neither had this man sinned.
He didn't sin. Read on.
Nor his parents.
And his mothers didn't sin.
But that the work of God should be made manifest in him.
So it's showing you it's a lot of things in this. Meaning the Most High God deliberately made this man blind. Why? To show Christ's glory. Right. He was deliberately made blind so Christ could heal him at this time. Right. But the point that we take out of here is that, guess what? Your sin, the sin that you do, if the Most High God brings your spirit back, he can cause illnesses to fall upon you. So it goes to both.
And Brother Lamar, he asked, is the Edomite spirit on the same cycle as yes. A returning to it? Yes.
All spirits.
How do we know that? Because the same spirit Cain had.
That's right.
Esau, right? So we see that spirit goes on and continually, right? What's up, Bam?
That's right. John, Elijah, that's right.
That's right.
Sure.
Christ with Melchizedek.
That's right. Christ was giving them the understanding that John the Baptist is who?
Elias.
Is Elijah. Telling them plainly. That's the same spirit. Elijah in the Old Testament is John the Baptist in the New Testament.
And it is right there. Go down. Go to verse chapter 8 and we'll speak on Christ. How they didn't understand this either. Start at verse 54. 8 and 54.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, and verse 54. Yahushua answered, if I honor myself, my honor is nothing.
Read.
It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your God. Yet ye have not known him, but I know him.
Uh-huh.
And if I should say I know him not, I shall be a liar, like unto you. But I know him and keep his saying.
Read on.
Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad.
Now Christ told him, your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day. Right? This is what he's telling them. Read.
Then said the Jews unto him, thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham?
Uh-huh.
Yahushua said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am.
Before Abraham was, I am. So Christ was letting them know that through the spirit of regeneration, he was who? Melchizedek, right? We can go. Let's go to Exodus.
Exodus 14? Yeah. Or the Exodus 3? Or you want 14, 18, or 3?
Out.
Yeah. Exodus 3 and 14 and Genesis 14 and 18.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 14. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. Uh-huh. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am. had sent me unto you.
So Christ is saying, I am that I am. Go to Genesis 14 and 18. He said that in his word, right? He already said that. He said, I told him before you, I am. Now that's home to show you Genesis 14 and 18.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 14 and verse 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God.
He was the who?
He was the priest of the Most High God.
Read.
And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, which had delivered thine enemies into thy hand.
Uh-huh.
And he gave him tithes of all.
And he gave him tithes of all. This is how Abraham rejoiced to see Christ's day, right?
That's right.
Through regeneration. Go ahead.
Let's go to Matthew chapter 11 and verse number 12. Says it plainly. Then we'll go to Matthew 17. Christ reiterated this, meaning that's why we always bring up this point. Any brothers or sisters who has experienced deja vu? We all have. That's where the term of deja vu comes from, meaning you have been here before. Like, damn, I've been here before, but now you're just acting it out. Read this out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence.
Read on.
And the violence take it by force.
Read on.
For all the prophets and the law prophesied unto John. And if you will receive it.
And if you can understand this.
This is Elias.
This is who?
This is Elias.
He's telling you plainly that John the Baptist is Elijah. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Let's get another one. Jump over to Matthew chapter 17 and verse number 10. Saying the same exact thing. Same thing. He's just reiterating it. Christ is the only one that know who you were. He always bring up that point where Eddie Murphy was in that bar, that lady with that damn lighter, talking about she was Joan of Arc in her former life. Sister, you don't know that. Don't nobody know that. Because the scripture literally just said it in the book of Ecclesiastes. We won't have any remembrance of who we were in the past. Your mind is white, clean, like Men in Black, that stick that they put in front of you. Read this out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 17, and verse 10.
Bring it out.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Why then say the scribes that Elias must first come?
He said, why then that said, why are you saying Elijah must first come? Read on.
And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elias is come already.
Read on,
and they knew him not.
And they didn't know who he was. They didn't know whose spirit it was. Read on.
But have done unto him whatsoever they listed.
Read on.
Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them.
Meaning being put to death. Read on.
Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist.
He made it plain that John the Baptist is Elijah. Plain. That's who his spirit was regenerated back into. Remember, same spirit, just a new body.
Go back real quick to Matthew 11 and 12. I just want to see what if y'all minds are thinking, what is this saying? Sometimes we overread precepts and overlook them. Read this. Read Matthew 11 and 12.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
And from the days of John the Baptist unto now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence.
The kingdom of heaven suffered violence. How can the kingdom of heaven suffer violence? What you got, Brother Azariah? But I want y'all to give me the actual word, and it says the kingdom of heaven, right? So my question, I guess I'm asking you, is what or who is the kingdom of heaven? Because think about it, the kingdom of heaven, right? Christians will look at this, right? Or somebody will look at this not knowing the scriptures and say, the kingdom of heaven suffering violence. Right, you would probably think that's what the angels, right? The Most High God, what the angels are, but who is the kingdom of heaven? Israel is the kingdom of heaven. That's right. We are the kingdom of heaven. That's why I said the kingdom of heaven will suffer violence. See, when you see the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God, all these things resort back to Israel. We have that name on us, right? Because the kingdom of heaven must suffer violence. Who is the only nation of people been suffering that violence amongst this world like us, right? That's right. Read it again.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 11, and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violence take it by force.
And read it again. And the who?
And the violence take
the violent.
Oh, violence, Shalaki. And the violent take it by force.
The kingdom of heaven will suffer violence by the who? The violent. That's a heavy precept to bring out. That shows you that the kingdom of heaven is Israel, and the violent are what? The heathen are what? Our enemies or adversaries, man, right? Psalm chapter 44 and 19. If you don't have that precept, put it. Psalm 44 and 19. Also Luke 16 and 16. Because the kingdom of heaven is also known as the kingdom of God. These are all names and wordplays that what? Accumulate with the children of Israel.
That's right. They're synonymous with each other and with the children of Israel.
That's right.
Sure.
44 and 19.
I got a question. We need precepts on showing Israel has the kingdom, or that the kingdom is for Israel. So we're not adding precepts. I need to know. I need some brothers. Other brothers. What you got, brother Karatazah? First precept. Does it say kingdom of heaven? Yeah. What you got, brother Blah?
Luke 17 and 21.
Read that right quick. Luke chapter 17, verse 21. Luke 17 and 21. Let's see what I got.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 21. Neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you.
Need more. What you got, brother Yakal?
Revelation 21:12.
Yeah, that's a good one. Revelation 21 and 12, but I want the phraseology, the same phraseology. I want precepts saying Israel, the kingdom is for Israel. Plainly. I want that thing plainly. Who got precepts? What you got, twin? These are precepts y'all need to be thinking about. What you got, other twin? What you got? Brothers ain't got precepts showing who that Israel got the kingdom? Brother Fred, what you got?
28:19.
Yeah, that's read that right quick. It ain't bad, but it ain't precise. Read that right quick.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 28.
That's pretty good. I'll give you that. Read that out. 28? I'm thinking you said 19.
You said
Read 19. That.
19:28.
Might be before myself. What'd you say, brother? Don't switch it up now. What you said?
Yeah, I did say that.
Read 28:19. You might have meant the other way around.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 28, verse 19. Go ye therefore.
No. What you got?
Matthew 5 and 10.
Go to Acts chapter 1, verse 6. Exactly. Keep it plain, man. And what I'm telling you, we're getting on the bruise. Plain, basic precepts. Read this out.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of to Israel?
Restore what up?
Restore again the kingdom to Israel.
Y'all see it. Basic, plain reading of the scriptures. Here you go. What you got, Ehud? 2nd Ezra 2 and 10. These are y'all got to have these precepts locked in. What we out there teaching for if y'all can't show that the kingdom of heaven is only for Israel? There's plenty of precepts throughout the scriptures. Bruce, you ain't applying yourself, Smokey.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you, twin, that's a pretty good precept in Matthew 5 and 10.
Who said it? Twin?
Yeah, you have to.
Let's read that.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So what you'll have to do in this precept is what? What will you have to do to identify that this is Israel? Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteous sake. We would have to find understanding of who is being persecuted for righteous sake, right? Which is not hard. Right? Second Esdras 4 and 8. You go to Luke 16 and 22. Put some with it, but pretty good.
Let's get a basic plane. Now Bruce thinking of precepts. You got to get that motor. Got to get that motor turning.
Has it right in the chat. Put Micah 4 and 8.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Daniel 7 and 25.
That's where we going next.
Yep.
Get that down one. We're going to read 27.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point.
He put 27 too. I'll praise it.
Give me Daniel chapter 7 and verse 27. Basic reading of the scriptures. So y'all need to link that Acts chapter 1 verse 6 with this Daniel 7 and 27. Read that out.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 27.
Bring it out.
And the kingdom.
And the what?
And the kingdom.
Kingdom of heaven. Read on.
And dominion.
Read on.
And the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven.
Kingdom of heaven. Read on.
Shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High.
Basic. Plain. Boom. Read on.
Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom.
Read on.
And all dominions shall serve and obey him.
This is a precept that brothers need to pull on undebunking Hebrew Israelite. You know, pulled it on them plenty of time. Can't get around that, man. Then you can go to that Daniel's 2 and 44. They sure don't have an answer for that. He'll try to switch it up. It's telling you that the kingdom is not going to be left to other people. Read that. Daniel's 2 and 44.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 44.
Bring it out.
And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom.
Set up a what?
Set up a kingdom.
Read on.
Which shall never be destroyed.
Read on.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Read on.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. And it shall stand forever.
Bam. Daniel's 2 and 44, Daniel 7, 27, and Acts chapter 1, verse 6. 3 good, great precepts. Great precepts. Yeah, you can add on to them. But at least have those 3. You get other precepts on your own time. That's where Bruce have to put the studying in. Hey, look what this precept I found. Another precept for kingdom of heaven. 3 great precepts. Make sure y'all go to each of one of those verses and put those precepts next to that verse, showing you plainly that the kingdom of heaven is for the Israelites. Any other questions? Any other questions before we get out of here? No, we're at the 2-hour mark. What you got out, man? Yeah, it went by fast. Back on Matthew's what up?
11, 12.
Yeah.
At the end of that verse, when it's the violent take by force. What is that about? Like,
the violent, that's what the Captain Yara was breaking down. Go ahead, up.
Read it. Let's read it. You got to get the understanding. You got to be able to see what it's saying.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 11, and verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence.
So the kingdom of heaven, the children of Israel, his flock, his chosen, his predestinated children suffer what? Violence. Read.
And the violent take it by force.
And the violent take it by force. Who do you think the violent are? Who are the violent people of the earth? Esau. And how are they doing us today? They are doing it by force. They are forcing us to eat pork. They are putting pork in every damn food that you have out there. Why is pork in candy? Right? Why is it in toothpaste?
That's wicked.
Toothbrush, right? Drinks, bread, that glycemic. You looking up these words? It can either be from beef or pork. Well, we know what they doing. They putting pork in it. It said the violent take it by force. They're not asking us. Now hamburger meat, 70 beef, 30 pork.
And And I'll ask you real quick, Brother Bam. What nation was ruling over Israel during that time? If you don't know, that's fine.
Egyptian.
Not
Who
this
was ruling,
time.
Sister Keo? Rome. Rome, this is why it's pivotal to understand that history too. Because if you understand the history of who was ruling over Israel, you can easily see who was persecuting them.
That's right.
And how we see that they are the violent man that's ruling over us in today's time.
That's right.
They've been ruling all the way from that time all the way up into today's time, persecuting us, and we see that they are a violent nation. Prime example. Who started the Iran and U.S. war? Who started it? Did Iran start it? I ain't gonna lie, they prime minister cut the hell out of them the other day. It was like, have we ever even dropped any bombs on U.S. soil? Have we assassinated any one of y'all senators? Have we stopped y'all from, guess what, transporting and doing y'all services? Have we did any of those things? But y'all can see how y'all have constantly killed our leaders. Y'all done bombed our lands, killed any civilians. We done seen the violence that they have done towards the nation. What Esau does, he try to always takes himself out of the picture and makes himself the hero. We so used to seeing them as heroes, our mind is clouded that they really are the violent man. That's who that's talking about.
That's that Obadiah 1 and 10.
That's that Obadiah. That's that Malachi. That's that Ezekiel 36. That's that Isaiah 63. That's that Numbers chapter 24. That's all those priests. I mean, when you literally go through the Bible, you literally see judgments on Esau throughout every Bible, every book. And I'm just really like, damn, that's one thing I understood when I first got in the truth. Like, damn, most I got judged. Bruh, who is this? I didn't want to know about nobody. Bruh, who is Edom? But Most High God do not like these people when you read the scriptures. He got judgments pronounced in them in every book. That's crazy, man. And they don't never tell it out, but all people can be saved. Bro, y'all not reading the Bible. You understand that, brother? I mean, go ahead, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking about when y'all talking about regeneration and basically, if the wicked is regenerated, they're going to be wicked for the most part. And I thought about like how, like in Psalms 19:7, how the law is perfect, converting the soul, right? So it made me think that the heathen, there's no repentance according to like, was it Hebrews 12:16? So, yeah, so like that balance that the Lord set up, he made the wicked, they're always going to be wicked. Yeah. And if we're wicked, he gives us an opportunity to change through the law.
That's right.
I just thought that was pretty heavy. Like,
yeah, because the Lord made everything 2 and 2. So that wicked side is going to be on that wicked side. That righteous side, you're going to have the opportunity to gain or obtain righteousness, right? But yeah, he didn't give them that option.
Yeah, it's set.
That's it. He didn't give them that. We have that option. We have that option to change, brothers and sisters. The heathen, they don't. They are who they are. They show you who they are on a daily basis, right? And as nice as they can be. Oh, I have plenty of black friends. Yeah, I have a few black friends. Yeah, it don't matter, right? They still are who they are, man.
Give me that Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11 and verse number 24.
A snake is always going to be a snake, right? No matter if he got poison or not. It's still a damn snake.
And if the Most High made them crooked, who can make them straight?
That's right. That's the point I'm making. A snake is still a snake. That it might not bite you, but it might wrap you up. You know what I'm saying? It's still a snake.
This is the precept that brews need to have locked in. This is a precept that Christians try to use to discredit the Apocrypha. Read this out.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11 and verse 24.
And they use this to try to juxtapose God hating Esau. Why would you use a book that y'all don't even believe in to try to come against the scriptures?
Come on, man.
I don't subscribe to the Apocrypha. I don't give a damn. Read it. Bring it out. I'm not sure what you're talking about, man. We know that's canon.
For real. Read this, huh?
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11 and verse 24. For thou lovest all the things that are.
So God loves all the things that are. Read on up.
and abhors nothing
And he don't hate nothing. Read on.
which thou hast made.
Which he has made. Wait a minute. Didn't he make Esau?
Right.
The scripture said that he loved Jacob and he hated Esau. But what is the reasoning? What is the understanding behind it? Keep reading.
For never wouldest thou have made anything if thou hadst hated it.
So what is the reasoning behind it? Brother Karatazar explain it. So he made Esau, meaning he don't hate Esau. So Romans 9 and 13 don't mean what you say it mean, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that scripture saying?
See, that scripture can catch you up.
It can.
Thing can catch you up, but it's so simple. Break it down, brother. You call.
Everything was made for its purpose, like a pig.
Everything is made for the purpose of the Most High.
Right. It was good. The pig was made good.
That's right.
It's not made clean for us to eat, but it was made good. Yeah, it's silly. Y'all silly. Why is the pig good? Because it's a waster.
Sister DeBosh said, I'm fed up.
The pig will clean the damn landfill. You put them out there. Sooner, like you put some pigs out there, they go eat everything out there, right? The so-called white man, he was made for what? To be the sword for us.
That's right.
He wasn't made good for us. He was made good for the Most High God, though. To what? Put that chastising on us.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
Attacking
us. So you partly was right, brother Karatazar, but you got to home in. That's right.
Same
that
thing.
Other part. Home in that second part. He was made for the purpose that God loved him for the purpose that he made him.
That's right.
That is it. And he was made to be hated. Go ahead, Doc.
He made him to be destroyed too.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Go to Proverbs 16 right quick. Read verse 4. Yeah.
This book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
The Lord had made all things for himself.
The Lord had made all things for himself. So if the Lord made anything, we know that it was good, right? He made all things for himself. Read.
Yea, even the wicked.
Even the wicked things. The Lord made them. Read.
For the day of evil.
For the day of evil.
Make sure y'all write that in there.
They're going to have their part to play. Their goodness is going to be for the day of evil. Because we know wicked against wicked, right?
That's right.
Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. They're going to go against each other, man. So the Lord made everything good to him, man.
Any other questions before we get up out of here? Any other questions? Got any questions, Brother Nehemiah? Brother Eli? Any questions? Twins, Fred? Sister Naomi, look, you got a question. Ask your question, sis. You good? Remember, brothers and sisters, we're getting ready for the tabernacles. It's about 2 months out. Need brothers and sisters in the spirit. Remember, we have a job. We have secured the spot back at our spot. So, like we say, we need brothers and sisters in the spirit. Like we said, brothers and sisters trying to come out and celebrate the tabernacles with us. Please reach out to leadership. Like I said, we give you the itinerary, the days that we will be out there at the tabernacles.
No colors or what? Dookie, they would say Dookie, brown and orange. Nah, it's brown and orange, man. But make sure y'all get with Sister Anaya for the shirts. Get that thing on the ball, get it rolling. You know, we will have a deadline on these things, so let's make sure that we get tabernacle ready. Like I said before, class, mattresses, anything you might need, tents. All right, I'm looking at this blow up tent on Temu.
I don't think that mug gonna stay inflated. If the
I heard some different reviews on it.
Our mattresses don't stay inflated. You know what I'm saying? I think you'd be out there at 4 a.m.
Hey, you wake up,
hurry up!
tent be on you like a mug.
I'm cold.
Tent on you like
I'm
a
talking
mug.
about on you. I don't know. No, my wife said she's seen the reviews. Oh, you know.
Yeah, I looked at the reviews too. I seen some different ones. I seen some good ones and some bad ones.
Man, brothers and sisters, better get the 13, 12, 11 man pop-up tent.
When is Tabernacles, brothers and sisters?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Not quite like that.
The 24th September through the 30th, brothers.
No,
and sisters.
27th through the 24th.
We start on the 24th. We go after on the 20th. Yeah. Well, now we go after on the 24th. Yeah. We out of there. Don't worry about it, y'all. Go by the calendar.
What? How big is it? 20? 15?
10. Some of them are 10, 18, and some of them are 4 and 8.
Y'all better get them instant tents, man. But the blower ones they are bigger. They can go up to like 10, 15.
Yeah, when I say 10.
It's pretty big. They can get pretty big. But with that, man, we give all honor and praises to the Most High and to his son Yahushua. We always tell brothers and sisters to keep the commandments of the Most High. Let's go back to that Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse number... Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse number 30. Or 20.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 30. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy God.
If we turn to the Most High in our trials and tribulation, brothers and sisters, read on.
And shall be obedient unto his voice.
And be obedient unto his voice, meaning what? Put forth the action. Read on up.
For the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee.
Read on up.
Nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them.
If we do those things, the Most High God would then have mercy on the covenant that he gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and the 12 tribes. And with that, we say shalom.